Hey, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the One Lane Road Podcast. This is Lucas and DK sitting right here beside me, like always.
This is the hardest part of the show every week.
Every week, I don't know what's so hard about starting the show, but that's
we have 56 outtakes of saying hello. This is welcome to the One Lane Podcast.
This is literally this ain't episode 6, but this is literally the 4th or 5th time we've done this. I don't know why
every
it's so hard.
time, and we're getting better is the bad thing because we used to be like seriously like
We stare at each other for a little while. I don't know why it's so hard.
Mumbling.
And I'm still not good at it. It just happens easier. It just happens faster now, at least. Usually it's the first 2.5 minutes worth of us trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we've been trying to do this for an hour now.
Yeah, that's
been sitting here for an hour.
7:27.
Debate what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. So. Well, you know, talk about diet. We talked about diet last week a little bit, but I didn't know how it went, but we had a good comment. I'm still not good at social media, so I didn't know how to find it, but you sent it to me and showed it to me.
Yeah, I screenshotted you the picture of, you can acknowledge it, but I sent you the screenshot, and I didn't feel like I needed to answer it since it was pretty much a comment for you.
Right.
So I was like, hey, idiot.
Yeah, look at this.
Figure out how to work your social media.
And if we'd have got together one day this week, maybe I could have figured it out, but I finally got a little late. But anyway, Micheley Crabtree now. She was Sanders whenever we went to school together, but, you know, she was talking about she had been down that road that we were talking about there, and that her doctor had told her everything that we talked about. So hey, I appreciate y'all listening, and I hope what we said helps somebody. If they take that and run with it. So stop eating that bread, stop eating that sugar, and
yeah, Lucas knows what he's talking about for sure on this stuff, and this
because I've been fat my whole life.
But you know how to do now. That's the important thing is right. Later on in life. You can get away with it when you're little. You can
get away with it when you're young, but boy, you got to cut it out early because it's so hard to ever. If you don't break that habit, if you don't figure out something that's what you can sustain, it's hard.
Yeah, the things you eat at 22, you cannot eat at 32.
Nope. Not look like you're ever going to have a beach body ever again.
You know what makes me mad? The thing in right now is dad bod.
Yeah.
And they show dads with like a pretty ripped body.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, come on now.
Yeah, dads with abs.
That's not a dad bod.
No. Dads with big arms and traps and
come to the lake. Come to the lake tomorrow and I'll show you a dad bod. How'd you do on the first week?
No, I didn't do great. I didn't do bad. I didn't have any bread or anything, but it was late in the day. I would just wind up eating too much salad or too many.
Oh, too much salad,
yeah,
man!
Too many.
God,
I had
shame on you.
I had these big things of like almonds and coconut and
too much almonds.
Yeah. I was just killing some almonds late in the day.
Oh, that just shows.
How about you? How'd yours do?
Well, I had too much bread, potato. No, I did good. I'm not going to ever say I ate too much salad or too much almonds. I weighed at home.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's discouraging for me because I do work out. Sometimes you can't tell it, but it's just frustrating because I do enjoy going to the gym.
He's pretty strong.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I mean, he ain't weak. I've worked out with him plenty of times.
No, but it's just.
You can't look at him, tell it. But.
No. These eyes get me so far, though.
They do.
No, but I did good, man. And it's like it's almost like I want to do good for myself, but also like where you've pushed me a little bit, and you've pushed me in many aspects as far as getting to do this podcast and everything else. So like I really tried. We went to the grocery store on Sunday, and it's so expensive anyway.
Oh man,
healthy.
Yeah, but it's expensive to eat healthy, but you go to Arby's and buy a medium.
Yeah,
medium something. It's $9.50, or $10 each time you go there.
So like Monday morning, I did good. I think I had can't remember now, but I had like a protein shake, and I had almonds, and I had everything that I was starting off. I can't remember. I had like sausage and eggs for breakfast. So I was doing the low carb thing, and I even took my lunch, took tuna or something. And they said we had a hamburger and hot dog luncheon because we're in the part of work right now. We're doing a lot of stuff for Relay for Life.
Yeah,
a lot of luncheons. And you can't pass up a free hamburger and hot dog meal.
It's hard to pass up a hamburger.
So I eat lunch at 12, and I said about 11. I was like, well, I'll tell you, I'll just not eat the bun.
Yeah.
Hamburger bun and hot dog bun, bag of potato chips. So I felt like, I can't tell Lucas about this. I made it like 4 hours, and I've let him down on the diet.
Yeah.
So it almost felt like like an alcoholic that was going to a sponsor or something. Like, you're my sponsor.
Right.
And you come to my house and you threw.
I had a whole loaf of bread today. I just can't.
It's like you came to my house and I threw out the 3 like little bottles of Jim Beam.
Right.
Then you left. I had one more under the mattress and I chugged it when you left. That's how I felt when I had that hamburger and hot dog. But overall, throughout the week, I can generally do pretty good at work.
Yeah.
Then we went out for supper a couple times over the weekend already, and so I guess we'll be back at it Monday.
Well, yeah. It's like somebody trying to quit smoking. You've got to start. You've got to quit probably 10 times before you ever get it.
Yeah.
You can't. You're not going to get it right the first time, and it takes so long to make a good habit. So, we'll stick with it, and then I've got to get my nighttime snacking under control. I'll go in there and I'll just graze like a
but it's almonds and salad though, man.
Yeah, but even still, the thing is though, it's there's so many grams of fat and that stuff. It still don't matter.
I don't care. I have a 9-year-old. We have zebra cakes. That's my snack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like the garbage disposal because stuff ain't cheap. So when I see him wasting something, I'm like, you better not waste that. Give me them last 2 chicken nuggets.
Yeah, you better let me have that other zebra cake.
So if I had your discipline, like I'm working, but like right now, it's just my discipline is not.
Yeah, but I'm twice your size, so it's
your head's twice my size. We took that picture in Knoxville last week.
Oh man,
our bellies were the same size. So.
No, they weren't.
Mine was bigger. Mine was bigger.
Yeah, my head made up for it though.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
But we'll.
So anyway, y'all keep trying. It's not going to happen the first go around, and everybody has trouble with it. Even people that are super disciplined at it. You fall off the wagon. The important thing is when you fall off the wagon, and sometimes whenever you fall off, you just go, well, forget it. I've done off, so might as well go crazy with it. So, and that's fine. Everything in moderation, including moderation.
But I want to do it the right way because there are methods out there that I done a week of the Insanity DVDs.
Oh yeah.
Before my second baby was born in March, I done it like a week or 2 prior to that, and I done it about 5 years ago, I think, for about a month and a half. And that's when I was in decently good shape.
That stuff will kick your butt, too.
It's the perfect name, isn't it?
Yeah, Insanity. Because, man, I was
crying on the floor almost.
Oh, man, that's... I went and watched... before I ever seen anybody else do it, James had it over at his house. And I went over there and watched him and Caitlin do it at one point in time. Anyway.
Edit that name.
Yeah.
James going to match you this time, not me.
Yeah. I might edit that out. But anyway, I watched them do that thing one time. Boy, it was whipping their butt too. I mean, it was it seemed pretty wild.
Yeah, and James was in shape then.
He was in good shape. He's playing a lot of ball at that point in time.
I remember he told me to come over. He's like, let's do this workout video together. I was like, do I need to wear my spandex and my leggings and
do I need a
my headband?
How big do my socks need to be? Do they need to be to my kneecaps or not?
I went over there looking like Donna Summers.
Took your thigh master with you just in case.
Or was it Donna Summers or that other? It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
You know what I meant.
Everybody got it.
So, but no, I did try that, and it was starting to work a little bit. But then the baby was born, and it goes down from there. But one thing that drives me crazy about people these days is, and I don't want to get too much into this because I know a lot of people do take them, and if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. But they're not good for it. Those diet pills.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's meth in a bottle.
It is. I mean, that's running your heart rate through the roof. And I know people that are on them right now. They seem to be working for them. I mean, you lose a lot of weight, but
you pack it right on.
You pack it right back on.
And another thing,
there's no shortcuts.
And another like people that argue like a pro diet pills or whatever, and like I said, if that's what makes you feel better, it's nothing I want to do.
Right.
But it's just funny when people are like, oh no, it's not. I was like, it's meth.
It is. Like basically, it's ephedra.
Like
it's straight up ephedra.
It will fail your drug test at work, and people were like, no, I'm not jacked up on it. I was like, you've chewed on your lip for you've chewed on your lips for the last 30 minutes.
You ate the top top out of that bottle a while ago whenever you was trying to take a drink of water.
You vacuumed your floor 3 times while I've been at your house.
Yeah, and that's straight up ephedra. That stuff ain't good for your heart. So, I mean, throw that stuff out.
Might as well do a big line of...
Yeah, get on it, Dirk. It's with...
No, I'm kidding about that.
Whenever you're trying to get... whenever you're trying to get working out, it's a 80-20 rule. You can go out there and you can it may even be more than that, but diet's 80% of getting in good shape. You got to get that diet under control, and if you want to keep it off, you got to make those sustainable changes. And so, I don't want to stay on it for too long, but I just appreciated Mishley chiming in there, and Mishley, I apologize if you're listening. I I wish I wasn't so stupid, and I wish Dustin would finally come up here one day through the week and teach me how to use social media, because he sent me the screenshot of what you posted there, and I've tried 3 or 4 times, couldn't find it. I don't know why I'm so stupid.
Well, yeah, I meant to get up here. We've had busy.
Had a busy week.
Both of us pretty busy, and it's everything we can do to get up here tonight.
It's late. We're at 6 o'clock. We've usually been doing this about 11 or 12.
Yeah, we just kind of went around about, and Lindsay said, "I cannot believe you're going to podcast. It's Memorial Day weekend. I've got to have a bathing suit." And I was like, "I know. We didn't know it was Memorial Day weekend until today." So,
talk about a big week. Hey, I got to hear the baby's heartbeat this week. Yeah. So that scared me. It was he walked in there and started listening for that baby's heartbeat, and that thing sounded like it was running 100 mile an hour. And, beating out of her stomach, And I said, "Man, is this baby okay?" And the doctor said, "Oh yeah, it sounds perfect, healthy." I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for it to be going that fast, but
that's definitely an exciting time for you guys.
Yeah, it was. I was lost like last year's Easter egg, man. I didn't know what was going on.
So the next thing will be seeing what it's got down, whether it's a boy or girl.
Well, they said here in about a month, 4 weeks from last Tuesday, we'll might get to see what it is.
And what are y'all hoping for?
A
healthy baby.
Yeah,
because that's not cliche.
I was like, I know it's going to be cliche when
it's true,
I say that, but it's true.
It really
I don't care.
True.
If it's a little girl, I'll pack her around and I'll give her everything she wants. Little boy, I'll slap him right in the mouth first thing every morning. He was a smart mouth like I was.
Yeah. We were wanting, kind of leaning towards a girl the second time.
Uh-huh.
But it's because I'm not. I think 2 is a good number.
Yeah.
Lindsay's got 3 sisters and a brother.
Yeah, she's got a sister that's got 19 kids this year too, don't she?
At least, yeah. At least 19.
Yeah.
Between those Smiths, and Megan's getting her mention finally, because I think she was
wondering when she's going to get her
Well,
mention.
I don't know that she cares, but, Heather put us on. She tagged us in.
We like to think we're important.
Yeah. What are they doing?
Yeah, what are they even doing?
What is a podcast anyway?
I've explained what a podcast is every day for the last month at least.
What Peanut say? What's this comedy hour you're doing?
Yeah, what's a comedy hour?
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. What is that? Where do I get it?
Yeah. Show me how to do
it.
Showing you nothing, Peanut.
I ain't showing you nothing, Peanut.
But Heather did. She put it on Facebook. That was her favorite. I don't know, maybe just because maybe we mentioned her or her husband being so awesome. But then Megan was like, "What are you sucking up for?" Then Mackenzie said nobody mentioned me, but she actually did get a mention when we talked about Joe Sims.
Yeah, I would say she got mentioned being one of the state championship girls basketball team. Yeah,
and Lindsay don't know if she's getting mentioned or not because she refuses to listen.
That's fine. I'm gonna start talking about her. Then I've been scared to talk about her yet.
Yeah. You know what's funny with that one story she didn't want to tell when she was talking about the maternity leave?
Yeah.
Heather wanted me to tell this story and I wouldn't tell it. But my wife or anybody that doesn't know, she's a Head Start teacher, so she's not worked. We had the baby March 25th, so they're out in May.
Late in the school year.
Right. Yeah. So she was out anyway. But to get her unemployment for the summer, she was going to have to go back.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so stressed and I cannot believe my maternity leave's over. I have to go back and work." These the last 3 days of this week, and I was like, "Oh, God bless you.
God bless you. You got to work 3 days, honey."
And I said, "Are you going to pull through?" And she goes, "It's just so hard. It's so hard. I've been off so long." And I said, "Nobody really feels sorry for you because you've been off anyway for 2 months, and you got to go in for work 3 days." So she was really stressing about it. She's like, "You have to be so. You don't have to act like that. You don't have to act like that." I was like, "You literally have to work 3 days, and you're off all summer, and you get to go to the lake and swimming and whatever you want to do." While the rest of us work.
This is going to be the one episode she listens to. Yeah, this is the last episode, people. I apologize.
No, she don't care. But she knows if you've been with me for 10 years and you can't take a joke.
Yeah, chill out for sure. Yeah,
you learn to
strap in. You got a long haul. Yeah.
But she, so that day she put on Facebook. She said, "I got to say, after being off 2 days, 2 months, these 3 days weren't that bad." And I posted, and I said, "Honey, I just want you to know I've been praying for you all week leading up to this, hoping you'd pull through." Yeah. I was like, "Yes, I know I'm going to get cussed when I get home for this."
That's funny.
She takes it pretty well in stride.
Oh, she'd have to. How long y'all been together now?
It feels like 22 years at least. 10 years and some months.
That's a bunch.
So, no.
That's pretty good, man. Wait.
Like
I made Carol wait 9.5 years before I even proposed to her. So y'all are in pretty good shape.
Yeah. So I told him, Megan said something about why she was sucking up. I said, the rules, only one sister, including Lindsay, can like me at one time in your family. So I was like, it's just Heather's time right now.
That's just Heather's time.
Appreciate Heather and Joseph listening to our show.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We were actually wanting to do a little, being Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
We were wanting to do a show with our buddy. Yeah,
we've got a buddy. Being Memorial Day, we like to give a shout out to all of our veterans and the people that are active duty. Obviously, us being able to do this podcast is because we have the freedom to do so, and so we want to
America,
hashtag America. So we appreciate the heck out of everybody out there that's going and fighting for us and fighting for our freedom. And if you find a veteran, if there's a veteran beside you, shake their hand. I'd love to shake their hand, and or active duty. If there's anything we can do for you, we'd love to give you a shout out. If you want to ever come on and talk, we'd love to take the time out to come on and talk.
One of our best friends, currently living in Jacksonville, North Carolina, the BWONE.
Big Boone.
Chris Boone.
He was going to come on today, but he's been. This just happened to fall into some type of maneuver weekend for him, so he didn't. He's not going to get to make it this weekend. But
I told him he was just too nervous.
He may be nervous. This is a little nervous, and makes you a little nervous. But hopefully it ain't any worse than getting shot at, though.
No, and Chris has been in. Let's see, he's been in the Marines since 2011, and he served time in Spain, Kuwait, and Afghanistan. That's some pretty big things.
I'll tell you a little story about Chris, and he and I, back whenever we was probably 15, 16, 17, somewhere in that area, we always said if one of us would join, the other one would join. Man, he come to me when we was about 26, 27, and said, I just joined the Marines. I said, holy crap, man, I hope you don't
hold me to that. Just kidding, brother.
Just kidding, man. We said that up until we was about, I guess we said it right up until the point where he joined the Marines.
Yeah.
And then
I got a bone in my leg, Chris.
Yeah, I got this bend in my knee, man. I don't know if I can get in or not. But man, he wasn't kidding. He joined. It was late and well, I don't guess it's late in life, but it was later in life. It wasn't early.
Yeah, it was something I wasn't expecting at the time, but he's done well. He's represented our country, and he gets out in July.
Yeah,
he's coming back this area.
Coming back home, man.
I don't know that he's coming directly to Clay County, but I think he's going to look.
He's getting close.
I think he's looking in maybe the Putnam County.
Yeah, well, his wife, she's from quite a bit bigger.
She's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, she's from PA, and I think she's from actually Pittsburgh. I think they're a Pittsburgh family, so they're used to a great big town. I was in Pittsburgh last year, and that place is a monster.
Yeah, and it's hard. Even I remember when Jeremy moved.
Yeah,
Jeremy lived here, then he moved to Cookeville, Bowling Green, then he went to Florida.
Yeah.
And he came back to Herman Springs for a little while, and he couldn't stay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he went on to Maryville.
Yeah.
So Chris is the same way. I think he was looking at Knoxville.
Yeah.
To start with, but I think maybe he's found a job, and it's going to be a little – so Cookeville, like all good area.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good for everybody. Nicole, I hope this works out for you. When you get in here, we're glad y'all are coming home. I know Wayne's glad y'all are coming closer home in Maryland
and Natalie and everybody, and I can't wait to see him.
I can't either,
We got out and we pulled a good one last year together. And I don't. Yeah, we did. So Chris is my boy, and Chris has always been my boy, and it was good. It was great to see him last year. It was like old times, and I was hoping he'd have enough PBR and time to come on and talk to us
today. Yeah, maybe we'll get him on here soon. Just hate it didn't work out for Memorial Day weekend, but anyway. So if you're out there, you got a veteran beside of you, shake their hand. Shake them one for me too, and
also another friend of ours.
Yeah.
I just want to give him a quick mention. One of our real good buddies, and if you ever wanted to talk fitness, good Lord, he'd be an hour and a half.
I don't know. I'm assuming you're talking about William Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to talk fitness, there's your guy.
Yeah, he's think pretty highly of William. He's been a good friend, good friend of us. And,
served in he's been overseas in this past war too.
Yeah, he's been in Afghanistan and some other places, and he was there in 2011, 2012. He was in the National Guard total from 07 to 13.
Oh,
he finally he was able to walk away from that.
And with his health and everything, and so that's good. I guess I better give a couple of shout outs right here real quick. I've got my position at Bonnell has put me in touch with a lot of people, and I'm going to go ahead and just shout out a couple of people that work with me that are in the military. Butch Ginther, which was my mentor, that was the manager there before I took over. He was a Marine, so thank you a lot. Tim McMillan, Aaron Berman, and both of those guys are recent military guys. Cyrus Shores. There's a couple more that I'm sure I'm leaving out there. TJ Phillips, shout out TJ. TJ was one of my real big buddies. Kind of lost touch with him here in the last little bit. I'd like to get back in touch with TJ, but he's a big military guy, loves the military. And I'm sorry, Nathan Grace too. There's another one I forgot about.
Yeah, we weren't gonna. I mean, you hate to mention one person. I'm sorry.
I mentioned another one. Yeah.
I got a cousin, Jock Prophet. He was in.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
he
Jock.
He's been in the Guard since '92. Still in. And
yeah, my great. I'm gonna screw up Howie's kin to me, but.
That's why you need your mama to say he's the brother to the cousin of the uncle.
That's right. I wish somebody was here to tell me, but Coel Wood, the guy that's the namesake of my father, he was killed in one of the Philippine Islands back in World War II, so he came home with a box back in World War II, so there's family lineage around through there.
I'm sure there's more. There's a buddy of mine I've met at Titan Stuff, Carlos Huesca. He was in the Army from 86 to 09, he said, and then he was... Big old laundry list of things that he done.
He was in there for a minute then, wasn't
he? Yeah, he said he was stationed in Germany, Korea, South Carolina, Kansas, Fort Campbell.
26 years.
Deployed to Desert Storm. I mean, man.
Vance Fraley, there's another one.
Fraley.
Vance Fraley's still in. He's a jumper. He's been all kinds of jumps, and ain't no telling where he's been. Probably couldn't tell you where all he's been.
Yeah, well,
he probably couldn't.
All these guys that we mentioned, it kind of goes... they get credit, but they don't probably get enough credit.
Probably don't get enough credit.
We don't. We get stressed out about the smallest things in life, and we don't realize the stuff that goes on. Over there.
Us sitting here saying that this is stressful, having microphones staring at us, and then that ain't nothing compared to somebody shooting at you.
I try not to eat French fries this week.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So
I guess you guys out there are probably just wearing us out.
Yeah. So we do appreciate it, and it's we're not going to miss a chance to.
Yeah,
shout out you guys on Memorial Day.
And and if there's ever anything we could do for you guys, go out there and there's a lot of talk about these charities out there. The Wounded Warrior Project's a really good charity. They released their financial statement and seen how much money was actually going to the veterans and stuff, and there's a substantial amount of their money that actually goes to the veterans. So go out there, and if you can do anything for the Wounded Warrior Project, I know those guys would appreciate it too. So,
absolutely.
Thanks to all the veterans. And something else we were talking about there, becoming a little bit more comfortable. Become comfortable in the thing. This I've been a guy that's been real private for a long time. I don't go out. I don't go do.
Yeah.
I just don't go get involved in a lot of stuff. And it's always been so. I guess it's been to keep my keep my name out of people's mouth. I guess that was the end goal.
That's a smart thing to do, and I've learned that the hard way 5,052 times. I've never realized that about you as much because we've always been so cool that you were that person to me. You were yourself to me.
Yeah.
But I knew you didn't. I just thought it was not something you didn't enjoy, and you don't. But I mean, but I never knew you had like a social.
I had a little anxiety about it, and going out and stuff, and it was hard for me to go out and cut up with people, and then I would play it back, and what happens with me is I play it back in my head all night. So if I have if I was having some type of social interaction with somebody I didn't know, I'd play it back in my head all night long, and so I just keep working out, doing this podcast, and it's. Again, I'm talking to 300 people on a week or so, or what it is, and it's kind of made me a lot more comfortable just going out and talking to people, So it's just been great for me, and I've really appreciated it, and that mean you're doing it, it's been great for me.
Well, it's just I know, like I said, I know that you had that personality.
Right.
You've got one of the best. I'm not trying to date you or anything, but you do have like one of the best personalities of anybody, and you're a good dude. So I've seen that. Right. So I'm excited that this has made you feel more comfortable to get out, and because I've never really had
Never had any issue.
I think when I was younger, I was kind of like in school and stuff. I remember being like, nobody believes it ever now.
Yeah.
But like I was pretty shy.
Yeah, and I think that's part of being in school.
Growing up.
Part of being in high school and stuff.
I came out of my shell about 14. Never looked back. Like,
never look back. That's right.
Lindsay gets so mad when we go places, like when we used to go out and about, and then anywhere. Like I can be literally anywhere.
Yeah.
She's like, "Would you get in the car? It takes you 30 minutes. You got to shake everybody's hand," and that's absolutely true. Like I have to tell everybody bye, and I just that's never been an issue for me.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what happened. I was real outgoing up through me graduating high school, and something happened whenever I went to college. I kind of crawled into a shell somehow. I don't know what happened in there, and I had a couple of buddies, CJ McGee, which I know CJ's listening. Shout out to CJ. He was it's the guy I used to hang out a lot with. Me and him we went through engineering school together, and he's working out at Nissan now, and he shouted out to me the other day, he's listening, and he's listening to the show, and I appreciate that. But, me and him used to hang out a lot, and I was, and Tyler Seahorn, them two were roommates, and me and CJ and Tyler used to hang out quite a bit together, and, it was a lot for me to start hanging out with those guys at that point in time,
Right.
And they broke me out of my shell a little bit, but then after that, I didn't have any really, really, really close friends for a little while, and this thing, I guess I'm just talking to everybody. I feel like I'm talking to a lot of people, so I don't know. It just broke me back out of my shell, and I didn't realize how much I was in a shell.
And I didn't either because life takes you so many different places, and I guess when I was in Cookeville, I didn't see you as much,
right?
And we would catch up,
here
and there. If I had a cookout or we had this or that, and I didn't realize how much of a shell you had gotten in at the time, but it's just I think it's helped both of us.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. Not that I needed. I never had the social. A little bit I did, but I didn't think when we started doing this I would be talking to Kevin Dyson. I never thought that I would have the connections, but that's where I've always been out.
Right.
People give me a hard time. They're like, "Dude, you're always going.
You're always going and doing something, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's. I had a couple of comments like, "Oh man, that was awesome! I got to talk to Kevin Dyson." I don't know if people understood how anxious I was to talk to Kevin Dyson, and I don't know why I'm talking about this. I just wanted everybody to know that, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all giving me your feedback and telling us that that y'all like it and what have you. And I guess that's where I'm going with it. But anyway, people was talking about how good we did a job with, how good of a job we did with Kevin Dyson. And people don't understand how nervous I was.
Yeah.
I remember we started talking. I literally looked over at you, and you gave me the whoa, slow down sign, to calm down a little bit.
But that means you're getting there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that you would have done that. Mm-hmm. Had the confidence to do that.
Well, I wouldn't have recorded it. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I thought you come off sounding good, and I did. But that's me. Mm-hmm. I don't get as excited because I've literally talked to Kevin Dyson in Nashville probably 10 times the last 5 years.
And and that was,
and that's not to say, oh, look at me. I'm just saying,
right. That's you go out and do those things, and that was one of the reasons why whenever I was talking to Kara about starting this podcast, I told her, I said I need somebody like Dustin. It's not scared to talk to people because it was something I really wanted to do, but I knew I didn't have at that point in time, I didn't have the guts, or what I'll call guts. I didn't have the guts to go out and do it because that wasn't something I could do at that point in time. So
that showed your smarts. I think you picked just an awesome partner. No, that's not a thing I've had issue. No, this is something I'm having so much fun with, and I don't care.
It is so much fun. I don't know if you people understand how much fun this actually is. Just sitting around talking into a microphone may not sound like a lot of fun to a lot of people, but it's a lot more fun.
And what's funny is, like I said, we try to keep it clean, have for a broader audience. And me and Lucas are overall not bad dudes, but we will say some off-color stuff.
I will. I've got some off-color, and
the 30 minutes prior to this, and everybody knows me, is like, DK, you're pretty well holding.
Yeah, taming down.
You're taming down a little bit, and that comes with age a little bit, and that comes with knowing your audience.
Yeah.
And like I said, the 30 minutes prior to this, and any time that we have to stop because we mess up, and like I said, the 5 minutes leading into the show where we like, hey, welcome to the One Leg for oh shit, we're like, gonna do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
So when we decided to do this, we want to be funny, and we want to be like Lucas is doing this to bring himself out of his shell and to get more out of the private, like he was doing.
That's right. Now, I kind of want my personality to shine through. I remember my buddy Patrick Cherry. I was telling him one time. He said, sometimes you just say some funny stuff. That I asked him. I don't even remember when it was, but I asked him. I said, "What was you waiting on?" He said, "I was just waiting on to see what you'd say." Because you was going to say something funny. I thought back about that. I used to be a funny guy, and then that's kind of. So I thought, let's let that personality out, and I know that's kind of. That the point isn't to be funny, but it's just to be genuine. But you want to say something funny every now and again,
Yeah, Lindsay always says that I can, and she said you can talk to a fence post, like you can literally make friends with a fence post, and that's true.
That's the only people listen to you sometimes.
I think that I think you can't know enough people. I just think that connections will lead you so far in life sometimes. Like I said, if I didn't go to Nashville the last 5 years to go to Titans events, we wouldn't have had Kevin Dyson on.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And we've got other things up our sleeve that we're working on.
Working on some pretty, as exciting as Kevin Dyson was, we're working on some other exciting stuff. So we, and that's all based on you going out and talking to those people, because I sure ain't been doing it.
But now Lucas, like I said, a year ago, Lucas wouldn't have went to Sturgill Simpson last weekend.
That's exactly right. I wouldn't have went to Sturgill last weekend.
So, like I said, it's working.
It's working.
It's working to get his personality out, and it's a hell of a personality what he's got. Lucas is one of the most entertaining people.
You got to get past that big head, and then
there's a lot in that big head, though. There's a lot in that big head.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't find a fitted hat for nothing, but you can got a personality in there. And one thing my goal was, in my personality, because I appreciate you having the confidence in me to do this, because I was the one that was lacking the confidence to do it, even though it is a kind of a passion for mine.
Yeah.
I would love to be on a radio show or love.
Yeah, well, I told people back whenever we was in college together that I said, man, you know what he needs to be doing? He needs to be on ESPN. He needs to be sitting around talking about sports because, I'm sure it comes out, but, obviously you love sports. And I sit around and I try to keep up with you, but I can't keep up with you. I just try to interject whenever I can. But you do
a heck of a job of.
You've loved the sports your whole
and it's not just sports, and that's why we don't just pigeonhole this show with sports. I mean, like obviously we wouldn't, because you're not as passionate. That is a very big passion of mine, but it's also music and it's also communications.
Yeah, that's right.
I took communications classes.
Yep.
I'm glad you had confidence to think that I knew I could do it in college, because I didn't know what in the hell I was doing in college.
Yeah, you could see it.
But and then this is the one thing for me is the goal is I like to have a voice, like anybody does, but was also a point to kind of keep this somewhat clean and entertaining, because I don't know if a lot of people know it, but I did some stand-up comedy a few years ago.
There's a couple shows in there.
There was actually probably
5 or 6
total, probably I would say 10.
Yeah.
That I did, and it all started at Crawdaddy's one night when a friend of mine, I was with, I was with Dusty, maybe with Thompson and Trey Crowder, and
had an open mic night or something.
No, it started there. Like we were just kind of talking, and Trey was just about to start doing his first comedy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Dude, you're funny. Come do it with me."
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, "All right." He's like, "You can tell the stories about as good as anybody," and I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the thing in Knoxville. And one thing I could take back about that, it was my nerves. And it gets better with age because you're not cussing as much.
Right. You don't fall back on curse words as much as the older you get.
Like if I done it today, I would feel more confident because I've evolved a little bit more. And probably not as funny as I was, back
pretty
then.
funny.
But I mean, everything I was told was true on stage. But like I said, I grew up watching even though it was when I was real young, I found it when I was in teenage years.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And that really, man.
Raw was so
Raw
funny.
and delirious, and that stuff just really sat with me, and I thought that's what you were supposed to do, is drop the F-bomb.
Whenever you was doing comedy stuff, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Right?
And I was, let's see, I'm 32. I was 25, probably 26 when I done that. And
Waylon's 10. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Never mind. There you go.
Calculator, take your shoes off. I don't know, but, but I did it that night in Knoxville, and what it was, like, people come off the stage, when I come off stage, they said, that could not have been the first time you ever done comedy. That was a natural, that was a natural thing for you. And I watch back and I cringe. I watch it, and it's online, and I just cringe at it because of the cussing, and because of, different things. I done one up here at Patty's where we done, Barry's like, I'd love to have you. We had 250 people there.
Oh, man.
And that's a pretty big deal to have that many people.
1 week worth of podcast, right?
Goodness, great. Yeah. And that's good. I mean, but it was so bad because I was so nervous, and I'd pre-gamed a little too hard, and just for my nerves. And I'd love to have that one back. And then I would do some in Cookeville here and there, and I'd done some other places. The best ones I found were when people would just kind of ask me to come to their birthday parties, and they would just put me on stage. Yeah. And I was at a fundraiser one time in Cookeville, and he's like, "Hey, we got DK coming up here to do some comedy."
Oh, yeah. Did
and
you
I had
know
nothing,
about it before?
Nothing. They put me on the spot.
Man.
And I went up there, and those were the best ones.
Yeah?
When I didn't have time to overthink myself. Mm-hmm. And I got better about not cussing. I remember my parents came one time, and yeah, and that was the best one probably I'd ever done because I didn't cuss, just had respect. And,
well, not only that, Miranda would have sure told you about what was wrong afterwards. Yeah. God bless her soul. Yeah.
Yeah. And my dad, he really enjoyed it though. That's whose Eddie Murphy tapes I stole was my dad's. So like I kept it clean, and that one that felt good. Yeah. But anyway, I said all that to say, basically, I wanted another chance to put a voice out there because I don't want people just remembering
that one voice that stuck out there.
Yeah, because I felt like I had some good stuff, but it was just like it's not necessarily something I look back of, and I'm really. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm proud of it, right? Just because it was so vulgar. Even though I am that vulgar sometimes, I don't I don't want people to think
that's the only thing you've got.
Yeah,
yeah. So don't go out there and watch that YouTube video of that one. So watch ours.
Right.
Watch ours, not that one.
I wasn't even going to say it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
way to throw you under the bus right there.
So,
let's actually take a minute here. I want to talk about clay builders. Just a minute. Our buddy Dusty Smith with Clay Builders. If you need a house built, if you've got some type of, if you got some tile that needs done, if you got some backsplashing that needs done, if you got some remodel that needs to be done in your home, if you got a new construction house coming out there, give Dusty Smith a call at Clay Builders. His number is 931-349-5382. Or you can call his buddy Jason Ashley at 931-445-4577. Those guys are going to do they're going to do you right. That's for sure. If you go on Facebook and you look up Clay Builders, they got some great pictures of things they've done recently. They've got some great pictures of tile that they've been doing some new construction houses. So make sure you get out there, take a look at them, and if you got anything coming up, make sure you at least consider them. James Hatcher. So if you're going to if you've got any outbuildings you've got going on, if you got any little remodeling jobs inside that you're going to work on, if you got anything, if you drive by my house up here and look at this pole barn that I got back here, a lot of that's due to James Hatcher. And if you got anything to do for him, what's that number again for him?
931-319. You can find it on the I think you can find it on the Dairy Queen bathroom wall. 931-319-1680. Yeah. James Hatcher.
James keeps asking us to stop giving him so much crap, but we can't do it, James. We knew you too long. We can't stop.
Hey, I think we're scheduled to have James on next week.
That's going to be great. That's going to be a good time. We told James to come on here, and we give him a lot of crap. We told him to come on here and give us some back. So
people don't know about James. I mean people know it obviously, but a lot of people don't realize if you're around him a lot like we are. James is so funny.
Oh, he's funny. Yeah, he's a really funny guy.
And he's like...
Oh, he's quick, too. He's really quick.
He's quick, and he's something that I can appreciate that a lot of people don't appreciate is dry humor.
Yeah, oh,
he's
yeah.
He's a smart aleck from
way back. Yeah, oh, man, back whenever we were young, me, him, and Curtis, and my brother and some other people are out frog gigging one night, and he's one of the funniest people ever. I'll remember that forever. And he...
ever stretching it. But.
Yeah, but he actually gigged me in the back that night. That was funny. Great guy.
Yeah, he's coming on next week, so hopefully don't back out on us.
Yeah, I would say if he don't have to go do field craft like Chris did, he'll be he'll be on here. I seen Josh Smith tagged you in a post the other night, and I went up commenting on it. But Florida Georgia Line and Backstreet Boys, Florida Georgia Line singing a Backstreet Boys song right after we just talked to Wesley. It was pretty disappointing. It was
yeah, he sent that to us, and then Colin Glass sent it to us on Twitter on our OLR podcast page, and just certain things in life make sense, and
that one was about right. That didn't surprise me.
Like peanut butter and jelly, and
yeah, That was awful. Florida Georgia Line. You know, I didn't care that they were singing the Backstreet Boys song. At least the Backstreet Boys were genuine as to what they were doing. But it's not the main guy. But well, I mean, I'm just going to talk about both of them. I'm going to talk about the way both of them was dressed. That long-haired, I don't know what the long-haired one's name is. And
I don't know what the other one. One of them's named Brian Kelly, I think. I don't know the other one.
I don't know which one's which, but the long-haired one's
Brian Kelly.
The long-haired one had a shirt down to his knees. He had a T-shirt on. It was down to his knees. It was fitted, but it was so long,
like a nightgown.
Yeah. And that other kid that had, I'm a little jealous on his beard. I mean, he had a fantastic beard, but had a cut off T-shirt on. They had cut the back. You know how like these fake people will do these fake jeans where they've got holes cut out in them.
I've owned some of those. I bought them like that. My days. Would you buy them like that? Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, he had his shirt cut like that, and the back of his shirt was
like
cut
Hulk Hogan.
I cut like Hulk Hogan. He was about to go WrestleMania on everybody out there and that thing.
They're such douche.
Oh God, I don't know.
I really watch midget porn.
You know,
I'm
glad Josh sent that to us and showed us that.
It's just, man, God Almighty, I cannot believe we're 6 episodes in and we've mentioned Florida Georgia Line more than like talented musicians. You know,
talented musicians don't make me mad. I don't guess. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're venting a little bit about that. But Josh, thank you for ruining.
Thanks,
that's 3 minutes.
Thanks for ruining my night that night, Josh.
3 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Thank you, Colin. Thank you.
Josh. I wished I just watched it once. I didn't just watch it once. I've watched it probably 5 times just because I hated it so much. I just quit watching it.
That's why I didn't elaborate much on because I literally I watched like a minute 15 of it.
Oh, I kept watching it. I went back and kept watching it.
It's like a car wreck. You can't get your eyes off of it.
Couldn't get my eyes off of it. I just couldn't do it. You do a little sports. I mean, we're 45 minutes in. You'll do some sports. Quick recap.
We've had kind of a big, really, the NBA's. This is big time for the NBA right now. They're down to the Final Four, actually down to the Final Threes. We've recorded this as Cleveland eliminate Toronto.
Yep.
This week. So
LeBron James going to the finals.
LeBron James. You seen that little kid on the internet?
No.
Are you kidding?
No, I've not seen him.
It's a little kid. Like it's a couple years old right now. Maybe
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Oh, it's funny as hell.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
He's the first player. Love him or hate him, he's such a polarizing guy because he was like the face of the NBA until he left for Miami, and he was kind of like a bad guy figure
when he left. Yeah,
and then. Coming home, you would think that he have like he come back to Cleveland, and it's kind of a 50-50 split, I would say, on LeBron, because a lot of people love him, a lot of people sick of him. Mm-hmm. I'm somewhere right in the middle. I appreciate his talents, but I'm so sick of his flopping.
Yeah,
and I'm sick of just his. I think that he's had a stranglehold in the league so long that he doesn't know how to react to Steph Curry and Oklahoma City and all these other guys getting headlines over him.
Mm-hmm.
So he does things to act out. I feel like he's like the first child. When a second child's born, he acts out a little bit trying to get attention. But anyway,
it's going to be kind of the East meets West too, isn't it? Whenever this,
it's always the East and West, and he. I will say he's the first player in history in 50 years. I think he's made the finals 6 years in a row from the East. Way to like I said, 17 weeks in a row now on this show.
Mm-hmm.
The JV conference. If you can get past like one good team, because God knows he beat up on the powerhouses that lie in Detroit and Atlanta.
Right.
Then he played the Toronto. Toronto's so appreciative. Their fans were like last night cheering. Like the game was over. Took them to 6 games. Toronto squeaked out 2 victories. How? I don't know. I don't respect the Toronto Raptors like a lot of people do, I guess. But,
like Drake does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crowd afterwards, it was pretty remarkable for the crowd. They were going, "Let's go Raptors." Like it was over. LeBron was getting interviewed, and they were just deafening.
After they lost.
Deafening. I mean, what am I? I'm a Titans fan, so we just like to get to the playoffs, But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool for Toronto to do that, but it was still also like, really? I mean, I don't know. I guess it was cool. But LeBron is 6 years in a row. LeBron James, 6 years in a row in the finals, and now he'll be meeting the winner of the OKC Golden State series.
Well, our Golden State boys, they're not doing near as good as what they were. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook are kind of killing them, ain't they?
Well, they were, and
They're going to Game 6 tonight.
Game 6 tonight. It'll be actually airing. It should have just started, just tipped off.
Yeah.
So we better wrap it up here. So
we'll be getting to that game in a minute.
No, but here's where we lie with this series is the thing stand up was the Draymond Green incident. Did you see that on TV the night?
Yeah. I seen a highlight of it. I didn't get to see it happen, but I seen a highlight of it.
What'd you think?
I don't think it was intentional. Everybody was trying to
let's give our listeners background.
So what happened was, it was Game 3.
Yes.
Second quarter of Game 3. Draymond Green driving to the lane. Steven Adams, like really playing defense hard on him. Draymond Green goes up, shoot a layup, dunk, whatever he's going to do, and leg comes up, kicks him right in the groin.
And you don't think it's on purpose?
I don't think it was intentional.
Yeah.
Just watching it, I can see how it might not have been intentional.
Yeah.
You can go watch a video and, people are talking about, suspend him for some games or what have you, and they gave him a flagrant foul on it, but it just didn't look intentional to me.
It looked like Mortal Kombat to me.
Did it?
Absolutely. I think the play was over. I think the ball was stripped. He was down on his feet. He comes back up with the Bruce Lee between the gonads.
It just looked like to me, it was like a natural progression. If you're going up and you're going to shoot that layup, then you're trying to get to it, and then all of a sudden, oh, what happened? To me, so I don't think it was. I think
you're crazy. But there is differing opinions on that. I think
Stephen A. Smith. I seen Stephen A. Smith. He's pretty intent on it was flagrant.
I can't. Yeah, and those guys, him and Skip Bayless are over the top anyway. I can only take them for short stretches.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it was intentional. I don't feel like he should have been suspended because it was just a flagrant foul at the time.
Right.
And I don't think if you don't kick him out of the game,
you can't go back and do it.
I feel like they do that a lot in the NBA, and I think that's BS.
If those were the refs at that point in time, it was not flagrant enough to go back and do anything to it.
Even though somebody got kicked out in the Toronto series and suspended prior, but like Kevin Durant said, everybody knows that NBA is a superstar league, and Draymond Green's on his verge of being a superstar and a big component to the Golden State team. So they're not going to suspend him because ultimately,
because who's Steven Adams other than somebody who's been fouling?
And I'm going to tell you something: as big.
He's been on the ground more than anybody else. Yeah, I'm sorry.
As big as superstars are they have in OKC?
Yeah.
David Stern will be rolling over in his grave, and he's not even dead yet, if OKC and Toronto met in the finals. I'm not saying, everybody.
If that was the last game of the year.
Yeah. Everybody wants Golden State and Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, here's where I'm torn about that. And we can talk back and forth about this. Is that, and this is where you see me getting passionate because I've moved up in my seat. I'm closer to my microphone.
He just readjusted his seat. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's where I'm torn because I really, really, really like Golden State and I really like OKC.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it earlier in the show, prior shows, how Golden State broke the Bulls record.
Yeah.
73 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not really anybody other than Draymond Green that's like a not likable person because Steph Curry's such a fun person to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest shooter.
Such a nice guy who's always smiling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good looking kid,
Beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Guys' life don't suck, Greatest shooter in the world, hot wife, beautiful kids.
Yeah.
And, like they broke all these records. So, like, basically, you don't want to see, or I don't necessarily want to see, a 73-win team that broke all these records. Is it considered a failure? They don't win a championship this year, breaking the Bulls record? What do you think?
Well, I kind of, it.
Is it all or nothing?
It's either all or nothing to me. Why not? If you're gonna do all that stuff, you better win the championship. If you don't, then what was all that worth?
Yeah, and what the experts and a lot of the analysts will say towards the end of the year, they're like, "Do you chase the record?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be, resting Steph, resting Draymond, resting Clay, resting all your big minute guys." But I disagree with that the entire time, just because there's not been that many people that close to the record.
Right.
There's a lot of 67-win teams.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say a lot, 4, 5, 6 in history. There's a couple 69-win teams, then 2 70-something.
Mm-hmm.
They broke the record. If you're that close, I feel like you go for the record.
Why would you rest them? I mean, they never rest Jordan, did they? They never rest Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, and that pisses
They never rest Horace Grant.
God, that really that makes me mad. That's another thing about the current product that makes me mad, that used to players didn't sit.
They didn't sit out.
The San Antonio Spurs are notorious for it. Like if they're playing a back-to-back game somewhere, if they're in Milwaukee one night and Charlotte the next, they might sit them in Charlotte. Or they might sit them in Milwaukee to play in Charlotte the next night.
Yeah.
People didn't do that 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't understand. It's still an 82-game season now like it was then.
Right. I mean, Michael Jordan, he wouldn't have let somebody set him that much. I mean, he'd have been all over ESPN.
Michael Jordan played with he was pissed when he had to sit out with a broken leg that time. He played with the flu, with hangovers, whatever Michael Jordan played with. He played. Kobe Bryant didn't want to sit out games. All your greats from the back in the day did not want to sit out games. So it's frustrating to me that these guys are like, I've played.
Let me sit down.
Played 3 games this week.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
you can't play 3 basketball games in a week.
You're going to make that many millions of dollars and then complain about having to do something 3 days a week.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. Those guys back when we grew up watching weren't even getting paid. Jordan was like not even paid because the Chicago Bulls organization was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
The only team I know that wins 6 championships in 8 years, then run off your coach and your best player. I mean, basically, they forced Michael Jordan into retirement when they wouldn't bring Phil Jackson back. And those guys didn't even get paid. Like they were playing compared, to these days, peanuts. I mean, Jordan made $30 million in '97 and $30 million in '98. So don't feel sorry for him because he was making billions.
Yeah, and plus, he was making that Nike money.
and Hanes and all these other endorsements he had.
Yeah,
but
he wasn't getting. I mean, the league wasn't paying him like Steph Curry.
But like Steph now, he's 54th in the league, like we said. So no, I don't understand that. I'm not a big supporter of resting players. I feel like the record's right there in front of you.
Go get it.
69, 70. Yeah.
If you're gonna break that record, but you don't win the championship, what was that worth?
I know, and that's the argument really.
Yeah.
But going back and forth, but I feel like I don't feel like right now they're losing this series because of rest. I feel like Oklahoma City's just what's happening.
Oklahoma City's slowing Curry down. That's for sure.
They are.
I mean, he's not doing anything like he should be.
He had a better game in Game 5. But we'll see tonight. Okay, I will say this: most teams down 3-1 like they were, like Golden State was down. I feel like I wouldn't have given much of a chance. But the season I've just witnessed and seen what the crazy things they can do, and Oklahoma City kind of has a bad. They kind of have a bad reputation for not holding games up and kind of choking in the clutch. So I'm on record right now saying if they don't win tonight, if they don't close it out, if Golden State wins tonight, Golden State will win at home in Game 7.
There you go. There's your prediction.
Yep. But we'll see about that. But Oklahoma City has finally got the role players playing because Westbrook and Durant are just
killing it.
BMFs.
Yeah.
And their role players are finally stepping up. That's one knock against OKC for the last few years is their role players just couldn't step up. They're finally showing out a little bit.
That's Kevin Durant coming into the league. They always said whenever they got into the gym and the weight room, it was all talent. He didn't have any physical. He went in there and they tried to get him to bench press. He couldn't bench press 135 pounds whenever he first come in there.
Was it
7 foot tall and whatever he is, he couldn't even bench press 135 pounds when he got in there. He didn't have any other than his just innate talent to play ball. He didn't have any other physical talents laying out there. So, he's been fun to watch, and
it's worked out for him.
It's worked. That's for sure.
I don't think he's got to be Lucas Hickman in the gym to
to
be one of the best. Like I said, it's first this series, Golden State's got 3 of the top 12 players in the league, and maybe 3 of the top 10. But Oklahoma's got 2 of the top 5. So there's been a lot of blowouts. I thought this series would be a little closer actually.
Yeah.
But
so what's your prediction? Cleveland and Oklahoma or Golden State?
If Oklahoma City wins tonight, it's over. If they do not win tonight, I've got Golden State at Game 7.
How do you think it's going to go tonight?
Then, look, I guess I'm rooting. Like Kevin Durant's my favorite player in the NBA. I love Steph Curry, but I guess for the record, I'm rooting for Golden State. But personally, I'm really rooting for Kevin Durant to go get that ring for his first championship.
You think Cleveland could beat Oklahoma?
I don't know. A lot of people say they have their number. And last year they took Golden State to 6 games without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. So it's going to be a really exciting series, and I don't really want Cleveland to win. I do think whoever comes out of the West will ultimately win 6 or 7 games.
Let me ask you another question: something I heard. You think LeBron James goes back to Miami if they win this year?
Who knows? Like, he's the biggest drama queen. I mean, he loves this, and I do think he wants to win one for Cleveland. Absolutely, he wants to win one for his hometown, for his home state. But he looks better in that black. Hey, I think he really looked good in that Miami Heat coat.
Dwayne Wade, I'm sure wants him back. Right?
They're boys and they're tight. And I don't know. That's something that LeBron. I guess he's been hearing about all these guys that will be free agents this year, and LeBron likes to be the center of attention. So, and
I tell you what, Miami's a lot better draw than Cleveland whenever it comes to getting all that talent in town.
I think there's a better chance if he wins a championship. And I know this sounds crazy because you're winning a championship. You think he would stay?
Right.
I think there's a better chance he leaves
if he wins it.
If he wins, because he says, "There's your championship, Cleveland."
Right. I mean, because that's what they
now
want.
I'm going back to my boy.
Right.
I'm going back to my best friend. And he said even a couple. It's been probably 2 months ago. He said he would love to play with Carmelo Anthony, Chris. I don't know if it's Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade. And I think Chris Paul. They're all four really good friends. And maybe towards the end of the career.
You think Carmelo Anthony will come down there to Miami too?
I don't think now, but
a couple years, 2 years.
They're all already like 30.
Oh, well, I mean, they got to be 31 or 32. I mean,
they're all 30 to 32. They're all. I remember sitting in my apartment with you watching LeBron's first game in 2003 when he first came to Cool.
I remember watching LeBron James run into Karl Malone and just Karl Malone knock him flat on his butt out there.
I've said this comparison numerous times. I think he plays like Magic Johnson, but he's built like Karl Malone.
He is really built.
It's
like
crazy.
Yeah. I hope Cleveland pulls it off. I don't know what'll happen, but I'm just a big LeBron James fan. He's about my age. I hope everything works out for him.
Yeah. Well, last couple of things we've got. I would be a terrible father if I didn't go without mentioning Waylon just completed his 4th grade year at Jackson County. Still no B's.
Oh, really? An all A student?
Another year of
Never
straight A's.
Really? Only ever made A's?
Yeah.
How about that? Congratulations, Waylon.
Yeah. I don't know that he...
You didn't get that from your dad. Must be your mom.
You're stupid. You're stupid. You better.
Dustin was in the beta club. So
you better check a report card.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about college.
It was good because I don't remember it much.
Yeah.
So
hello.
The first time, the second time I did a little better. But
right.
No, congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations, Waylon.
All A's. You know what he wanted?
What?
He wanted to go to the Golden Corral. No kidding. That's
really?
where his mama's common sense comes in.
So he takes after somebody else.
No, man. He I don't know what it is about Golden Corral, but like that's where he wanted to go eat.
Well, I mean,
kids eat it like crawdaddies, L-Tap, cheddars.
At least he's frugal. I think kids eat free at Golden Corral under 10. So
all the people I see is like foreign people in wheelchairs.
Well, I mean, that's because
you eat all you can eat.
All you can eat for $9.99, you're going to be 900 pounds when you come out.
Yeah, and I've seen people taking pizza
Waylon
at home
don't
and
go
napkins.
to Golden Corral, yeah. Yeah, they got a bunch of okra in their pocket. And
yeah, okra. Is that what they got? Yeah. Okra.
Yeah.
So that was...
Congratulations, buddy.
Hey, another thing that happened this week I'm just devastated over.
Yeah? What is it?
You waiting for it?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
You're standing up?
I'm standing up waiting for it.
The series Nashville got canceled.
It did get canceled.
Do
Really?
you watch that show?
Well, we record it. Kara's a big fan of it.
But you don't watch it a lot? I mean,
I've seen it. I know what's going on. I kind of feel like it's Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. It's kind of supposed to be built after their life. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I keep thinking anyway. But Hayden Panettiere, I'm not mad at her being on that show. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slammed that chair down. I did it. I did.
That's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I watch that show, and I don't watch a lot of television other than I watch some sports this time of year.
Yeah.
But that's my guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But it's turned into like
bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just like I think it brought it. Like I hope, like maybe Nashville hotels will go down after this. Maybe I can go back to Second Avenue without
get all them hipsters out of it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it really did. It helped. I think it helped the Nashville scene out a little bit because not that it needed it, but
what did it get canceled for?
I don't know if it was. I don't know. The last show was this past Wednesday.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Hayden Panettiere, which I said a while ago, she just had a baby too, didn't she? She was pregnant on the show, and I think she had a baby in real life too, didn't she?
Yeah, I guess that was one of the reasons that some of the people said that she was like maybe having postpartum depression or something. And I can't believe that we're talking about postpartum depression. Like we were talking about like
couple
manly things here. Do you know why I talk about this?
Tell me.
And I hope you experience this. I don't know that your wife's turned you on to that. Well, we all have lived together you've been married for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed to admit this. I watch Lifetime movies sometimes. You didn't know I was going to say that, and you're laughing hysterically right now, but it's true. And that's why I feel so better about Nashville. And I don't mean I don't record them. It's not like I've got DVR right now waiting for a Lifetime series.
You're just sitting around watching Candice Bergen. The only ones I've ever seen is
her brother
Candice Bergen and her brother on
Kirk.
Kirk Cameron. There you go.
Yeah. No, I don't love them or nothing.
Yeah.
But here's what happens. Don't you even look at me like that. I'm being serious when I'm talking about this. You know I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Lifetime has how many plots do they have?
3,
domestic
4.
Domestic assault.
Yeah.
High school teacher sleeps with student gets obsessed. Teacher tries to,
in a Christmas one.
They have a Christmas one?
Oh, all of them.
I'm looking out for a Christmas episode now.
There you go.
But no, they've got 3 storylines. What's bad is Lindsay will always, she's like, I want to watch a Lifetime, or whatever. Okay, all right. So we'll turn it on, and she's notorious for falling asleep.
Before it ever goes off.
Oh, no,
20
minutes into it. By that time,
she said, I love that movie.
You already got me hook, line, sinker, and I'm on the edge of the couch going,
yeah.
Where's that woman? She just found her cheating husband. Now she's going to bury him in the backyard. I got to figure out how this ends.
What's happening, right?
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm hooked to them. So, and they've got, that's really good storylines.
That's funny.
Really good storylines.
Yeah.
In Lifetime
yeah.
movies.
We're going to pretend like that didn't happen.
So we watch 4 things in my house. Sports, Disney,
Lifetime.
Nashville, and Lifetime.
There you go.
And ABC has screwed my Nashville up. So Lifetime better be coming out with some new flicks.
Them Lifetime movies going to have to get better.
It's good stuff, man. Don't judge me.
Stuff.
I hope Kara makes you watch. She's never watched one?
Well, I guess I have. I knew Candice Bergen was on there.
Exactly.
So
you're a closet Lifetimer.
Lifetime guy.
Loser. Don't judge me. Well,
yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a pretty good one, probably. Let's go ahead and wrap it there. Everybody was saying that last one got a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, were you looking for some color commentary from me on this last note?
Looking for some.
I was looking at some notes, make sure we didn't miss anything.
Looking for a little repertoire there. But, but anyway, like I said, like we said, this is the
happy birthday, Adam Choked.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Big Adam Choked there, and I think he just bought a house too. So congratulations on the first time buying a house, first time homeowners there. He's one of our good buddies. Talked about him the other day. He's I think I called him the COO of Bulu Box, but I think he may be the chief financial officer of Bulu Box. So
really?
Either way, he's in the upper echelon of Bulu Box. So go out there and check out Bulu Box on the internet. And thank you to all of our veterans that are out there. This is a special Memorial Day episode for us. Wish we could have had Chris on here, but don't always work out like we wanted it to.
He's having fun up in North Carolina tonight, though.
Hopefully he'll be back home soon. We appreciate all our veterans out there. If we can ever do anything for you, please let us know.
Hey, also Elliot Brown.
Oh yeah,
good friend of ours.
Real good friend of ours.
He was one of the friends that I didn't think would be listening to this show.
He's out there listening, huh?
Yes, and he just texted me while this conversation was going on.
Oh, really?
And he said, I've been listening to the episode. I listened to 4 and 5 since we talked this week, and he said, I'm hoping you're doing another. And I was trying to get him to come up here.
Oh, but, that would have been great.
Yeah, Elliot is one of those people that, like I said, none of my really good friends are probably listening.
Yeah.
Elliot's been probably the longest friend of mine. We've been best friends. And what's funny is he's such a reserved, always been mature since age 5. You know, he's got his head on his shoulders, and I've always been kind of the outspoken, crazy one. And it's just funny that 2 completely different personalities were drawn to each other, and we've just been great friends ever since.
Great guy, yeah. He's a hard worker right there, buddy.
Well, he hires a lot of good workers. Elliot rides around in his Duramax, watches them. No,
well, you got to have a good manager out there.
Got to have a good manager. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids.
Yeah, got the kids out there.
Appreciate you listening, my man. We might have you. Hey, we might even have you come in one day.
That'd be great.
Run your mouth.
Come in and talk to us.
I did want to say
you probably know as much about sports as I do, so come on in.
Elliot's a big Kentucky Wildcat fan.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, So
especially in the NCAA tournament comes around, they're always in.
Yeah, Elliot don't have a lot to say, but usually when it's there's two things about it. It makes a lot of sense, and sometimes it's pretty funny. Like I said, he's another pretty underrated funny person.
That's right.
And like I said, we've been friends for a long time. And it's just crazy that two completely different personalities have been drawn to each other, and he's been a great friend. And speaking of that, thank you.
Thanks,
and,
Elliot. Clay Builders, go out there and look at Clay Builders. Call Dusty 931-349-5382 for all of your new homes remodeling needs. James Hatcher, go out there and look him up. All these guys are on Facebook. Anything you need, anything you want to add, you want to plug our social media?
Just the same old stuff. Is every week just the One Lane Road podcast, OLR podcast. We'd like to have some more questions. Like I said, we'd like to have some more questions. But like I said, we appreciate the input. And we hope James has a bad week this week so we can, not a bad week. No, we don't want anything bad to happen.
Yeah, I don't want anything bad, but I sure want you to be kind of irritated when you come in next week.
That's going to make it a lot more fun.
If
you're on your period or something, next week. So,
anyway, thanks for listening, guys.